Welcome into Game Night. I am Derek Forrest. Joining me on the show today is Jake Rom and Alex Flum. We got a lot to talk about, but how are you guys doing today? Good day?
Nice day outside. I was outside. We're going to talk a little bit Spirit later on, but I was out at Spirit practice. Just a nice, at times very cloudy. That's my peak outside, covering a team type of weather.
Yeah.
Cloudy day.
How do we get on the subject of weather?
It's not a weather show, but you got to throw it in there when
Sports
you're
show.
out in the elements for sure.
I'm just excited because we're starting to do these high school football season
Yep.
previews. It's that time of year, so it's been fun.
Yeah.
Derek's going to say it.
I'm going to say
I thought you were going to say it.
What am I going to say?
Football season.
He said it
over.
yesterday.
I said it
He said it yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good. Yesterday was a leg day for me. I'm hoping I can get through the rest of the day without being sore. I did a bunch of back squats, but then my finisher was I just decided I was going to lunge for a really long time. I did 100 meters of lunging after doing legs.
I'm good.
So I'm hoping.
I did not do that.
I walked the dogs today.
I'm starting. I did not have much physical activity, so
yeah.
I need to get it out on the tennis court.
All right. Well, there's going to be a lot of physical activity starting next week for you guys because you guys will be in Ashburn, Virginia for training camp. So we do want to talk Commanders in terms of one thing, and it's who do we feel is going to have the most pressure when it comes to the 2026 season? Last year, we all know they came off of a 5-12 season. Jaden Daniels only played in 7 games. New offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I definitely think it's Dan Quinn. 2 years ago went really well for this team. Last year simply did not. And Dan Quinn needs to prove that year 2 was a blip on the radar. So he needs to get everything under control in training camp, start this season on the right foot. Because if he doesn't, if things start poorly and they've got a tough schedule the first month of the season, if things don't go well, people are going to start saying that Dan Quinn is on the hot seat. I don't think he's on the hot seat right now, but I think if things go poorly to start the year off, he could be.
It's not a bad direction to go. I'm going the defensive side of the ball. I feel like it's a position that needs to step up from last year in the last couple of years. But I'm going to go specifically with Mike Sainers still because I look at him as one of, if not a leader in the secondary, especially the defensive backfield with guys that are either younger than him that have been drafted by this team or guys that are coming in from free agency. He's starting to, he's coming into year 3. Year 2 was not good. Now, was year 1 incredible? No, it wasn't, but it was definitely, I feel like, a better year than year 2 when it was like a 4 or 5 game stretch and this secondary was abysmal historically, not just for this franchise, but like in a 4 game stretch, they gave up like 40 plus points and it was 100% on the defensive backfield. So if there's a guy that needs to get this team in the secondary moving, it's number 0 on your screen and Mike Sainers still. I think if he can have a good season, it'll take a little bit of the pressure off the defense and the questions that we've had with this defensive backfield, but he has to come back and have a bounce back season. So he's going to have a lot of pressure for sure.
Yeah, I do not disagree with that. I think he's got less pressure than my guy that I'm going to go with. And my guy doesn't wear a number, but he's in charge of maybe the biggest number on this roster, and that's number 5. And I've got to give it to David Blau, the offensive coordinator, because new offensive coordinator. He's never been a coordinator before. He was the assistant quarterbacks coach. He does have a relationship with Jaden. That's great. The problem is it's not just his job that's also on the line because it's also now Jaden Daniels' job in future years that could potentially be on the line. Because based off of what happened with Jaden last year being out 7 games, only playing 7 games, what happens if the offense isn't that great this year and Jaden isn't that great? Now we're going into year 4 is Jaden the guy? Was David Blau the right hire? All of these things, I think he's got so much pressure on him because I do think the defense is a little bit better. But what can the offense do? Can it be something similar to what we saw in 2024 when they were 12-5? Or is it going to be what like other teams have done in year 2 and year 3 under a quarterback that they thought was going to be really good?
I think David Blau and Durante Jones, both of these first-time coordinators, have a ton to prove this season because they, Blau even more so, I agree with you, Derek, because, like getting promoted from an assistant quarterbacks coach to this essentially in a very short period of time, he has to show that he's ready for this, because if the offense looks like it's missing pieces and not moving, then they're going to call and say David Blau shouldn't have gotten this position. So, there's a lot of pressure on him and Durante.
But what that falls back on, Alex, is almost like your guy that's under pressure, which is Dan Quinn. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, a guy that stuck his neck out went after and was like Durante Jones. I mean, maybe it's not 100% his opinion on who he wants to hire and whatnot, but definitely a head coach. It's your coaching staff. It's going to be on you if you don't get this done. I feel like that's why I would say David Blau, Durante Jones don't have as much pressure due to the fact that it's going to come back to the guy who hired him, which is Dan Quinn.
Here's the thing. This is a team and a roster where there's a lot of pressure on a lot of people. Nick Allegretti's got a lot of pressure because now he's in for, Tyler Biadasz, who the Commanders probably should have kept at the center position. There's going to be pressure on Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Can he step up from what he was able to do last year, over 700 yards on the ground? Is Terry McLaurin coming back, and is he going to be healthy? And can Antonio Williams be that number 2 that fans are, but this is also what happens when you're a 5-12 team off of 1 year. There's a lot of pressure on everybody.
Yeah, you could say that about a 12-5 team too. The pressure of living up to the expectation that this wasn't just an anomaly season. So I think all in all, though, you can come into the season, you can point fingers and say this guy has pressure for X, Y, and Z. I 100% agree. You can do that with a lot of people on this list. You can say Sonny Styles has pressure. He's got to come in and take over the duties of a Bobby Wagner, a guaranteed Hall of Famer in 5 years.
Yep.
So there's a lot of pressure on this team, but I think this year it's not as hyped up as it was last year when this team was coming off the 12-5 NFC Championship appearance, and all of a sudden it's like all eyes are on them. They're playing 8 standalone games or whatever it was, and it was, I would say, a little more chaotic coming into last year than this year.
I'll tell you guys the one guy who doesn't have pressure. Tressway. No.
Tressway.
No, I got to get out there and have some good coverage.
You might be right.
Tressway, I think, is the only guy without pressure
probably too.
Team. Yeah.
Well, unless he gets called upon.
Yeah. But yeah, no pressure on Tress. He's just chilling. He's just
having a good time.
If they walked in a few weeks and were like, Tress, we're bringing in different punter, you'd be like, oh, it's been fun. See ya. I think he knows he's playing with house money at this point.
yeah, for sure.
But he's still a great punter. I should clarify that.
100%. So one other team dealing with a lot of pressure, but pressure for a different reason, and that's the Washington Spirit, because, again, trying to get back to the NWSL championship game. They're atop the table right now, tied for atop the table in the NWSL, but they haven't been able to find a way to pull it off. But they've been getting some outstanding play from Trinity Rodman for sure.
Yeah, I came into I came into this season saying if we can see her at the form we saw 2 years ago when she wasn't dealing with all these injuries and with the back problems and whatever it was that's been plaguing her the last 2 years in the NWSL, that she'd be up there in line of possibly being an MVP candidate. Well, the last 4 matches have definitely kind of made me look good on saying that at the beginning of this season. 4 goals in that match. She's got 7 on the season. She's got 4 assists. She leads the team in both those categories. And I just think the playmaking's been outstanding. And she's kind of reciprocated that when we asked her about, her play in the last couple of matches.
I think I'm just playing happy. I'm not overthinking. And I think that's honestly why I've been, I'm gonna have myself up, lethal in front of goal. Genuinely though, I do feel a shift when I'm in front of goal. I feel like before it was kind of like a nervousness when I got a 1v1 with the keeper, but now I honestly feel very comfortable and I'm not thinking. I'm just like, this is going to go in the back of the net, and that's just building off what I've said about the entire team. I think when our mindset is good and we're confident, it's when we're playing the best.
And not just Rodman, Adrian Gonzalez, their head coach, kind of reiterated the fact of what she kind of said. She's doing more than just what we've been seeing her on the side. She's been kind of finding a way to get into the middle and score goals that way. And she said her confidence has been so good. And you can see it not just from her, but this entire team has just been playing almost like what Trinity was saying, just more confident in front of net, finishing goals than maybe in past years.
I think what helps is not just the confidence on the field, but the confidence with the injury that she's been dealing with. Because when you have a back injury, you're hesitant for a really long time, and she had been struggling with that for a long time. So you mentioned the 7 goals that she has. It's been outstanding to see that she's finally playing the way someone who is playing for the women's national team should be, right? She's
And-
the star. She's the star of the Spirit.
And it's showing on the stat sheet finally. She's been impactful, but it hasn't been in the way where we've been seeing it contribute to goals and assists like we've been seeing this year.
So, Jake, if she would have played in that title game, if she would have been healthy she played, but if she would have been healthy down the stretch of that season, are we looking at the defending champion Spirit?
It's a possibility, but I'll say one thing. I said it downstairs in the newsroom. I'm taking the Spirit over every single team in the league right now except Gotham because the last 5 matches been shut out all 5 matches.
They just need someone else to beat Gotham for them.
Somebody,
in the playoffs.
yeah. But like as of right now, it's like they got the secret sauce, and I don't want to see them, even though they're
Yeah.
the rivals, and you want to beat them.
All right, we got to get to this one pretty quickly, but there's going to be a big match over at Audi Field, and it doesn't involve the Spirit, but Trinity Rodman will be playing. It's the U.S. women's national team. They're going to be taking on Spain. That's on October 10th over at Audi Field, and that one should be absolutely electric.
Yeah, it's going to be super cool. Rodman talked about it. Tara Rudd, the defender for the Spirit, which has been called up numerous of times as well when it comes to playing for the U.S. women's national team. So her also having a possibility of playing in that match. Both of them talked after practice about the excitement of it coming to Rowdy Audi.
It's really exciting. When we found out, we were pumped, and I think for it to be in Audi Stadium is really cool for us because we already know the environment and how amazing it is to play there. And like even for the Olympics, having the send-off for that there was an amazing feeling. So not only to have the crowd, but to play such a amazing opponent, and an opponent that we don't get to face often will be really exciting for us especially.
I'm just really excited to play at Audi again, and for the whole team to be able to play there. Last year when we played there, it was an amazing atmosphere the whole time. There was no silence, so I think it would be a great game.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Number 1 versus number 2, and it most likely will stay that way. And what better way to kind of, get ready for your World Cup qualifying matches against CONCACAF opponents than taking on the number one team in the world and the defending World Cup champs.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we got to move on. Coming up on the show, we're going to hear from Danny Rouillet on 106.7 The Fan. We're going to talk a little baseball. Trade deadline not too far away. A couple of guys might be on the move, maybe not. That's coming up next on Game Night. Welcome back into Game Night. Derek Forrest. Earlier today, I caught up with Danny Rouillet from 106.7 The Fan. We talked a little baseball. There's a report from Ken Rosenthal earlier today saying that the trade for Foster Griffin from the Washington Nationals is inevitable before the deadline in August. Excuse me. Here's what Danny had to say and his thoughts.
I don't view it as inevitable. Again, if I had to bet, I'm probably leaning towards like a 52-48 kind of thing. The reason I think he'd be dealt is I don't think this org right now, talking about the Nats, is in the business of giving anybody a contract for anything. Anything they have to pay beyond arbitration years and guys that they have under control, I don't think they want to do. I think with the looming labor stoppage coming, easier for me to say, and the potential of a sale and the potential or just my feeling that they don't have a ton of cash laying around, I don't think they're in the business of giving out contracts. So that makes me think more likely than not, they turn a tremendous profit on a guy that, they were hoping would make their big league rotation, let alone being an all-star, pitching to a mid-2 ERA with 11 wins here, and being kind of the staple of things. So you could turn a profit that way, etc. I want them to sign Griffin to an extension now. I wish they had offered him weeks ago, quite frankly. So we'll see, TBD. But if I had to bet, I would say that he's on the move, but I don't think it's an inevitability.
Do you think that's the same for all the teams that are kind of middle of the road, don't know what they do? They're kind of looking ahead at a potential lockout, and that could affect what we see during the trade deadline normally.
Because there's no great precedent for this, where this has been looming for some years and people have kind of, acted accordingly one way or the other, saying, hey, we could take advantage of a soft market and go get somebody, or we don't want to pay anybody beyond a certain number of years because, we don't want to be left holding the bag if there's a totally different salary structure going forward, et cetera. So teams have kind of been, behaving interestingly, and I would say kind of keeping their trade secrets close to the vest in that regard. So I'd imagine there's another front office, another ownership group out there going, if we can help it, let's not have any new deals that go beyond a certain year before we know, will we have a cap? Will we have a floor? Will we have a different economic structure going forward? Who knows who's going to win this fight? The owners probably think they'll win it. I imagine the players have a pretty strong case or feeling as well. It is such a murky time when it comes to that I could see any scenario under the sun where Teams are going to have a paradigm. But then again, you might be like the Nats. I'm just making this up. Stub your toe into being competitive and kind of go, who knows when the next time this will happen is. Maybe we do a couple things we wouldn't normally do and add a little bit here at this deadline. Not in terms of going broke, not what they really need to be great. They need 2 starting pitchers, 3 or 4 bullpen arms, which would cost more than they want to spend. But to be fine and maybe see if you can get hot with this great offense, you don't need anywhere near as much.
Yeah. So do you think CJ will be on the team after the trade deadline? I felt like when he hit his second home run last night, I was like, they're getting phone calls right this second. He's not going to make it back to DC.
That's funny. I do think he'll be here. Again, it's the kind of thing where it depends on what you want to do. If you are truly, really and truly trying to set yourself up for, the greatest possible haul and you're looking towards, I'm just making up this number, 2028 is the year where you're going to go all in and try to open up that 90 plus win window again. Maybe you do make that move, right? Because he's going to be entitled to an enormous extension at some point. Again, you may not be in the business of signing those when you get to, this kind of off season when he only has a couple years remaining. So it is a fascinating case study. And I know what Nats fans are going to say. It's a great player who came up here, had his best years here, and you're going to let him walk, and woe was me. Not all these situations are equal, though. And it's one of those that I'm just going to judge each one on its merit. I get it. I've got the same water under the bridge as everyone else does. But it is a really, really challenging thing where you go, what's best for the ball club? Because to be honest with you, as great a year as C.J. Abrams is having, what's best for this team is not him playing shortstop every day. Maybe it's eventually as a center fielder. It certainly could be as a second baseman. He and Nasim Nunez should swap right now, this minute in the lineup tonight, if that's what's best for the club. But they're still in a building CJ's value up, and maybe you keep him happier if he's the everyday shortstop, right? Where he's such a premium offensive player leading the league in RBIs as a shortstop, that increases his value. Why do you care if his value is increasing if we're not going to trade him? It kind of ends this sort of, hamster wheel sort of spin. It's really, really difficult. And these are the kind of decisions that you're glad you have to make, but they're also difficult ones to make if you're Paul Taboni and company.
I got one more for you. With the Hall of Fame game on August 6th, the Panthers and the Cardinals have reported to camp today. So football season has officially begun today. How are you feeling about football getting underway next week for the Commanders?
I'm not ready yet, and this is a me thing. This is not the team's fault. They should be doing exactly what they're doing, reporting for business and getting ready to get going. I'm just not there in my mode. It's usually when I get back from the beach, it's like, okay, full earnest, now it's football season. I'm going to the beach this weekend. Even though I know rookies report on Friday, just my own timetable is once I've had my feet up, toes in the water, ass in the sand, I've done my time on the beach, read a couple of books, dealt with the kids' rash, whatever it is. Maybe it's because of the ocean. Maybe the sand got in a bad spot. Maybe it's an infection. We don't know. Once I've done all that stuff, then I get back, okay, now it's football season. So I'm not ready, but I understand that the calendar marches on with or without my consent. So, but in all sincerity, I'm hoping for adjustments, Derek. I want different paradigms. I want everything to be different. And I don't want it to be, well, it worked in 24, we'll just do it again, when there's a huge sample that says no and bright red lights that says don't do it that way. I don't want soft club Quinn. I don't want veteran days off the second day of camp. I want this group to get after it, to be ready to hit the gauntlet that is the beginning part of their season.
Welcome back into Game Night. Derek Forrest alongside Jake Rom and Alex Flum. We're talking a little college football in this segment because the SEC wants nothing to do with the NCAA, apparently. They probably felt like that for a really long time, and I bet a lot of conferences have felt like that. But this is now becoming a serious thing. Do we think it's going to happen?
Well, I said earlier, you can't spell secede without SEC. So if it does happen, you got a great headline there. But I do think if the SEC were to do this, it would kind of open the floodgates. I feel like college football has been kind of trending in the direction of these power conferences separating from everyone else. So I don't know if we're trending towards a point where it's going to be SEC, Big 10, Big 12. I don't even know if ACC is in that conversation anymore. But those three conferences become some mega league that is the premier college football league. I don't know if we're trending towards that. But it would be interesting because this is going to impact Maryland if SEC leaves, because if the Big 10 would be probably the next one to do this.
You were talking to Danny Rouillet in the last block about, is it inevitable that, Foster Griffin's going to leave? I think it's inevitable that this is eventually going to happen. Starts with the SEC, Big Ten leaves, whatever it is. They don't need the NCAA, in my opinion. They don't. It's the one sport where they don't even call. You don't even ever hear it advertised as an NCAA championship, college football playoff national championship. Nationals in there, but they're not promoting the NCAA brand. I feel like anywhere when it comes to discussion. Maybe that's an ESPN thing or whatever. I just think it's going to happen, and I think the SEC is salty at the fact that they couldn't get their 10 teams into a 12-team playoff last year. So they were a little angry about that. So I think it's eventually going to happen. It's inevitable, in my opinion.
I don't think it's inevitable. I think there are too many other factors. I think there's a lot of legal implications and organizational things that the SEC, that the NCAA is taking care of that I don't know if the SEC could. I also think this becomes an NIL problem if that happens, because then the SEC is going to go, we're going to pay all of our players all this money, etc. And then if other conferences chime in, Big Ten, whatever, you're going to have this issue all over again, and it's already bad now. So I think some of those will make it not happen, because I think the NIL stuff is going to change here in the next couple of years and all that stuff. But that's kind of where I sit on that. So anyways, we got to move on. Coming up on the show, we're going to talk some more football. That's coming up next on Game Night. Are you guys ready for football season? Because this is Ashburn.
That's nice.
And you guys are going to be out in the heat and all that fun stuff next week. You guys ready for camp?
100%.
I'm enjoying this video.
Is there sound of like a jugs machine like shooting a ball off? Like I need that.
Shout out to this guy.
That is outstanding. That's like was that ASMR or whatever?
A little bit.
That was entertaining.
horrific.
Was it?
I could have kept watching that.
Rookies report to camp on Friday.
We report on Wednesday.
You guys report on Wednesday.
Yeah, and I said yesterday I got my sunscreen and bug spray ready.
I
Gotta
had
have it.
sunscreen today. And
Those bugs are out there like crazy.
No.
oh, the bugs are bad out
Yeah.
there.
All right. Well, we got to get out of here. That's going to do it for another edition of Game Night. For Jake Rom, Alex Flum, I'm Derek Forrest. Have a good night.